Here after the layoff.
Oh yeah.
Sum it up for us. How excited?
I'm just excited, man. I mean, I've obviously waited a long time for this, but you know, the layoff was nothing. You know, that just made me hungry, made me better. I've been working and waiting, you know, my whole life for this. You know, since I started fighting, since I moved to California 6 years ago and changed my life and committed my life to doing this, I've been waiting for it. So I mean, it's been, you know, years and years in the making, and it's finally here, and I'm excited, man. You know, this is what I worked for, and I just can't wait to go out and do it, man. It feels amazing to work so hard for something and want something so bad, and it finally, you know, come to happening, you know, right now. So now we're 4 days away, man, and like I said, I just can't wait to get in there and do it.
How important is it to be the first flyweight champion in the world?
It's really important, man. I mean, the biggest goal is to be UFC champion. You know, that's what you write down when you start the sport. That's your goal, to be the UFC champion. And you can't even really, you know, you can't really plan for being the first ever. I didn't know I was going to be the first ever. So now the fact that it's happening, it's definitely a cherry on top, man. It's just, it means everything. It's history. You know, you only get to do this once. I mean, we're in this sport to leave a legacy long after we're done competing. And I mean, it's a great start to the legacy, being the first ever flyweight champion. So like I said, man, it's just a cherry on top, but UFC title is what I'm after.
Now, you guys are both crafty fighters, but how do you see yourself winning the fight this Saturday?
You know, I mean, when I visualize, obviously, I just see myself finishing him. That's what I work for. I work to go in there and go as hard as I can for 25 minutes, and I look at it as like, this guy just has to survive for 25 minutes. Like, he's in there, you know, trying to stop me for 25 minutes. So, you know, I obviously see a finish, but I'm also prepared for the hardest 25 minutes of my life, you know, and I know I can do that. So, you know, I hold in advantages. I think the only advantage he really has is a speed advantage. So, you know, his main thing is to run around and bounce around. Other than that, you're going to see me dominating the fight.
Well, like you mentioned, like the speed advantage. You know, what have you been doing in your camps to help prepare yourself for his heavy boxing?
Just getting better at everything, you know. If I get better at everything and he has a tiny little speed advantage, which, you know, it seems like it's going to be like that, you know, but he's not going to have a huge speed advantage. And, you know, if I'm just better at everything else like I have been getting, if I'm better at boxing, wrestling, have more power, and he's barely faster than me, I mean, that small advantage isn't gonna hold to, you know, the bigger advantages that I have.
So you visualize yourself doing this fight? Can you visualize Dana wrapping the belt around you?
Oh yeah, the visualization of the belt getting wrapped around my waist. I mean, you're hard pressed to find a time when I'm not thinking of that. You know, it's just all day, running, you know, training. You know, someone's talking to me, I'm just not paying attention. That's what I'm thinking about, man. Like I said, this is what I worked for, man. This is my dream, and you know, it's right here. You know, I'm breathing down the neck of it. So, you know, I'm always thinking of that, man. That's what keeps me pushing. You know, if a workout gets hard or whatever, man. So I just can't wait for it to become reality.
How long have you been doing this, sort of like, have you been doing this full time?
Full time, I've probably been doing it like 4 to 5 years. I moved to California 6 years ago. At that time, I would just work in the gym and teach privates and make money however I could. But I was still getting to train, you know, because I was just teaching classes, was doing my job. So, I mean, I've been, you know, committed to it fully for about the last 6 years.
How does that experience benefit you this time around?
Fighting for the title already, I mean, it definitely, you know, just going 5 rounds before. I mean, the fight that I went 5 rounds with Dominic Cruz, it was against the best fighter in the world at a higher weight, and we held a pretty, you know, outstanding pace in that fight. So just knowing that I can go in there and go 5, after that fight, I felt like I could go 5 more if I needed to. So knowing that I can go in there and go 5 rounds with now a guy my size, you know, like